So yeah, we participated in the World Firefighter Games, which is like an Olympics for firefighters. It was a great opportunity for guys to get together from all departments all over the world. And then what's cool is the main event. The main event is the Toughest Firefighter Alive competition, which we are familiar with. And then we also use the World Firefighter Games to use it as a platform for the World Championship in the Toughest Firefighter Alive competition, which is every second year. So it was always great. I mean, we always come back with a lot of homework of what we can still do and improve on, because we are really competing against the best firefighters in the sports and in the competitions, you know, being like Czech Republic and Germany as well. We were in total about 300 firefighters from across the globe. I'm not too sure, I think it's about 50 to 60 competitors in my age category, which is, I think, one of the toughest categories, because it's all the veterans guys that has a lot of experience in the competition, and with that they still fit pushing the boundaries, especially, you know, getting to 40. One of the things that I brought back is like we've lowered the standards in terms of what we can do on the age. I mean, we are still improving on our fitness at the age of 40, going further, and it was really encouraging to speak up to a lot of the other firefighters, which has been we've been looking up to in the sports, you know, to see how they just pioneer and still go strong, even irrespective of the age. The one thing is the humility that all the guys have. Like what we experience here is exactly the same. I mean, I've just spoken to Jens about it. I've asked him how's his experience. He's coming from Germany. He's also a European champion and also German champion, and he says it's the same vibe, like family, everybody, nobody is like arrogant or so. We're competitive, but we're still friends, we encourage each other. So that's the one thing, like the guys, the top, up to the top guys, they are humble, they're down to earth, they compete hard, they take the sport seriously, and yeah, just have fun and share information. So it's really great. We were blessed enough to be invited again to compete in Saudi Arabia's competition, which they call the Field of Burn, Toughest Firefighter Alive competition. And they're using it as a benchmark because it's now a final that they're going to host the 2026 World Firefighter Games. And yeah, we were the two of us were part of it, a crew of a team of 110 international firefighters that were invited to come compete in the competition. Yeah, I mean, the Saudi hospitality is something to experience. It's nothing that you commonly read on internet. And you know, I always said Saudi Arabia was on top of my list. You know, if you look at my bucket list of places to travel, but it was amazing to be there, to experience the food, the culture, the hospitality of the people, and you know, they treat us as brothers. So this year was my second time going, and even from 2 years before that we did a trip, and there was local firefighters that still remembers your name from competing. So they have a high regard for, I mean, myself being a South African firefighter and all the guys that came. And the standard of the competition was, I mean, sometimes I get goosebumps just to explain how professional it's done. It's an arena with about 16 to 20 cameras and lights, and and obviously because of this, the temperature that side, they do it in the evenings, which we're not used to, but it is such a different atmosphere, but it adds so much dynamic to the competition, so much focus on the competition itself. So yeah, it was spectacular to see at what excellence they do the competition, but also how humble they are, because they have such an appreciation for us taking the time out to come to the country and compete there. Yeah, I would say like the competition is comprises of tasks and stuff that we can acquire at any emergency. Although the competition is a controlled environment, it does prepare, because with the toughest firefighters especially, it's such a high intensity, especially for us doing it competitively. You push yourself to the red and then there's an element of recovering and so on. So that comes to play in the real life as well. You need, because our environment is unfamiliar, we don't know what to expect, you don't know how long you're going to fight, you don't know if you're going to fight for your own life or someone else's life. So physical fitness for me is of utmost, probably the most important component to any first responder or firefighter. So I always try and have a strong opinion about that, because like I say, you never know what you're gonna face, and the competitions like the Toughest Firefighter Alive competition is great to give you a platform to push yourself, to see what you can do, and you constantly come back with stuff you can improve on. Okay, so I was at home when I got the call, and all the media feeds coming through that there's a disaster or a building collapse, and I knew obviously when I had to report for night stuff, we're gonna definitely be there and involved. So when we got there, obviously you kind of have a preconceived idea of what it's gonna be, and yeah, getting there, obviously the teams and the incident command system was already in place. Which I must say was really great to see. You know, all the stuff that we train, and we go on training and we equip ourselves, and you never expect a building collapse to happen. That's one of the, I say, like one of the toughest calls or incidents you can go out to, or and it's also really, you don't really expect it to happen. So it's really great to see all the systems that our departments, government has put in place, and how it just fell into place when the incident happened. We could call on teams from all over all parts of the country to come help. Yeah, and it's long. I mean, the amount of effort just to move certain distances. It's jackhammers. We worked in teams and relieved each other as well. Our department is, as a district, we go out to a lot of wildland fires, which is also long. So we used to the time, the long hours of work and physical demands on it. So there it was similar, but it was obviously different, because you're fighting for people's life and the clock is ticking. So you want to get done as quickly as possible, but the process is, breaking through rubble and clearing it out. It's from what I've experienced, probably the most draining, because and the other dynamics is also, you hear the people. Fortunately, I think, as far as I know, all the people that we could locate were rescued, were saved out of the rubble. Yeah, so very unexpected for us, and it was great for us, like I said, coming from wildland firefighting as a district, you get there, get the job done. But what was great is also there were so many teams that could relieve us, so there was very strict from our leaders that were in charge, that we got breaks as well, which we had to get used to, and it was also nice to, for me, soothing to go home knowing that he is equipped and able guys doing the job. So it was, yeah, that is one of the plus sides for me as well. And then I think what was therapeutic for me in dealing with the disasters is how the community got together and just supported us with food and like the love and the support that they gave, people phoning how they could help. That was for me amazing to see. It's like same thing that sports does. We've experienced with the rugby and all the successes. How people can unite. Doesn't matter who is trapped in the rubble. Like from different cultures, everybody's just coming together, united, loving and supporting each other.